What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another review. Welcome back to the journey to Incredibles 2, where we're reviewing all the Pixar movies leading up to Incredibles 2, one of the most anticipated films of the year. The next movie we're going to be talking about, guys, is the fourth Pixar movie, that is Finding Nemo. Directed by Andrew Stanton, a new director for Pixar, and starring great voice talents in here like Albert Brooks as Marlin, Ellen DeGeneres as Dory, and you have Nemo as well, Willem Dafoe as Gil, and so many good voice actors. Joining me for Finding Nemo is my good YouTube buddy, Tyler Calvert. Tyler will give you guys his thoughts first on Finding Nemo, then I'll give you my thoughts after. So, without further ado, Tyler, you're up, buddy.
How's it going, everybody? Most of you probably recognize me since I was on Ryan's channel fairly recently with the MCU live stream. But if for some reason you don't, my name's Tyler, and before I get into my portion of the review, just want to give a quick thank you to Ryan for asking me to be on this journey to Incredibles 2 with him. I'm also looking forward to the sequel to Incredibles. It's been 14 long years since we got the original Incredibles, but I'm not actually here to talk about that film today. I'm actually here to talk about one of the more classic, one of my more personal favorite Pixar films, Finding Nemo. Now, Finding Nemo came out way back in 2003, 15 years ago. I know, time flies. But I really feel like this was, like, in the golden age of Pixar films, because they still put out great films, but this was, like, the golden age, I feel, because, I mean, from 95 to 2004, like, pretty much every film that Pixar put out in that time period is still regarded as some of the best Pixar films, because you got both Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2, Bug's Life, not as revered, but it's still a solid film. Then you also got The Incredibles in 2004, and this, and Monsters, Inc. During this time, it felt like they could pretty much do no wrong, because, I mean, they could just take any concept and, you know, switch around the writers and directors, because most of these writers and directors were pretty much just switched around throughout most of these early Pixar films. But yeah, even when I went back to rewatch this for the review, I mean, I pretty much still enjoy all aspects of this film, whether it be the voice cast, the story, the visuals. I mean, even 15 years, I mean, it's been 15 years and the visuals are still really appealing. Maybe it's just because it's in the ocean. I'm a sucker for the ocean, but with all the different vibrant colors and different species of fish and aquatic life in general. But I mean, this film is just so visually appealing even 15 years like later. I mean, there's not very many films that like still hold up visually 15 years after the fact. Now, on the surface, the story is pretty straightforward. It really is pretty much just Nemo gets taken and Marlin, his dad, has to go on an adventure and rescue him. But, I mean, the characters are so interesting and so likable, and the journey that they go on is so fun that you really don't care how simple the plot is. It's just an overall really fun adventure with some life lessons sprinkled throughout. I mean, it really actually depends on what age and if you have kids or not. But, I mean, you can take away different things from this movie depending on those factors. Which, I mean, I don't have kids, so I don't have the feeling of my kid getting taken and I gotta do everything I can to save him. But I can take the lessons in a different way, you know, just with my father in general. So it really appeals to pretty much all ages, which is what makes Pixar films great, in my opinion. There's so many iconic moments in Finding Nemo that if I sat here and talked about every single one, this video would take forever. But I feel like a good majority of them are from Ellen DeGeneres, you know, Dory, the fish with short-term memory loss. Her and Albert Brooks just work really great together in the film. She has so many funny moments in this, whether it be when she, you know, the squishy, or when she's trying to communicate with the whales. I mean, there's so many other funny moments in this, but those are just the two highlights I have for her. Dory is just such a great complimentary piece on this adventure with Marlin to find Nemo, that, like, she really does stand out. Obviously, she stood out pretty well, because she got her own spin-off movie, like, you know, Finding Dory just came out a couple years ago. And I mean, I didn't like Finding Dory as much. I still think Finding Nemo is so much better, but I still enjoyed Finding Dory. While I did enjoy Dory Marlin trying to look for Nemo, I did enjoy Nemo's whole other story where he's stuck in the fish tank in the dentist's office, and he has to go through all the, like, trials and tribulations to get accepted into the fish tank, you know, shark bait, ooh ha ha, and Willem Dafoe's one of the fish in the film. I don't know if people remember that or not, which I think is always interesting, because I just love Willem Dafoe in anything he's in. But yeah, Nemo in the fish tank's great. I mean, also the stuff with freaking Darla in the dentist's office, that girl still gives me the creeps to this day. Of course, I also have to touch upon Crush the turtle, you know, another one of my highlights from my childhood in this film. Really enjoyed all his scenes and all his, like, surfer bro type talk and lingo. And also the seagulls that you just yell mime all, like, 100,000 times. There's just so many iconic moments in this film. Like I said, I couldn't touch upon all of them in great detail, but I do want to at least gloss over a good amount of them, and you can see why a lot of people enjoy this film. I really doubt there are many people around my age that haven't seen Finding Nemo. I mean, it is one of those just iconic classic Pixar films. But if you haven't seen it yet, what are you waiting for? I mean, this is one of the most fun Pixar films to date, still to this day. Like, it's from fun ride from start to finish. Like, what else needs to be said? I mean, especially if you like aquatic life. But yeah, definitely watch Finding Nemo. I mean, it's perfect for all ages. I mean, show it to your kids, show it to anybody you want. I mean, everyone's gonna have a good time watching it. I mean, there's a reason why 15 years later it's still, one of the highly regarded Pixar films. I don't know where I'd put it in a ranking. I do need to do a Pixar ranking. Maybe I'll have to do that in the future. But it's definitely in the upper echelon of Pixar films, in my opinion. But yeah, thank you for checking out my portion of the Finding Nemo review. Once again, thank you, Ryan, for letting me be on your channel on your journey to The Incredibles 2. I know I'm highly anticipating sequel to Incredibles as well, seeing as how Incredibles is another one of the ones I really enjoy from Pixar. But if you haven't already, feel free to head over to my channel and, subscribe, check out all my content. I do movie reviews. I usually go to advanced screening, so most of my reviews are up a couple days earlier than when actually a movie comes out. I also do Netflix reviews. I do trailer reactions here and there, unboxings. I'm going to start doing rankings fairly soon. But yeah, I mean, I'll put I'm sure that Ryan will put the links in the description, but if not, I'm going to put them right here for my Twitter, my Instagram. Feel free to shoot me a message on either platform. I'll gladly get back to you, whether it be talking about movies, TV shows, video games, sports, anything pretty much. But yeah, I'm going to hand the reins to this review over to Ryan, so I will see you guys later. Thanks for checking it out, and I hope to talk to you more in the future.
Thank you so much, Tyler, for joining my channel once again to talk about Finding Nemo with me. Guys, if you don't know who Tyler Calvert is, his channel link is in the description below. He does a lot of movie reviews and Blu-ray videos, and he's a good pal to talk movies with. And Tyler, thank you so much for reviewing this with me. You're awesome. Can't wait for our next collaboration. When I was growing up, guys, my 3 go-to animated films growing up were The Lion King, Toy Story, and Finding Nemo. Me and my brother always watched this movie when we were kids. Our mother introduced it to us, and we just fell in love with this movie ever since. I mean, what else needs to be said about Finding Nemo? It's one of the top 5 best Pixar films in my opinion. This film is a complete masterpiece from an animation standpoint, story aspect, character aspect. Everything about this film's fantastic, so let's just go right to the positives. All the characters in this movie are just perfect. Marlin, Albert Brooks, great voice cast and narration here. I love Marlin. He's a dad who is doing anything possible to try to find his son Nemo. And the way they set up this whole story in the very opening scene of the film, where his wife was killed by this giant swordfish, and all of those eggs, 400 of those eggs were eaten by the fish except for one, which was Nemo. And once Nemo gets captured by these fishermen, and Marlin is just doing anything possible to find his son. And then we get introduced to Dory, voiced by Ellen DeGeneres. Dory is one of the greatest animated characters of all time, and Ellen DeGeneres as the voice is just perfect. And Nemo as well. All the voice actors are perfect for their roles. They're amazing. And we got to talk about the other side characters in this movie that make this film entertaining as it is today. Bruce, fish are friends, not food. I love Bruce, such a funny character, seeing all these sharks. It's a really funny sequence that didn't really need to be in the movie, but it's great to have some funny moments in there. And then we get introduced to Crush and all of them. Crush the turtle has this surfer, dude. Crush is an awesome character, but let's talk about the fish tank people. You got Gil, the starfish, and everyone. Willem Dafoe is the voice of Gil, such an awesome voice cast and pair. And seeing all those fish interact with Nemo, shark bait, hoo-ha-ha. There's so many quotable lines in Finding Nemo, like P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, and of course, the biggest one, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. I could go on and on all day quoting Finding Nemo, but the animation, I must talk about the animation. It is one of the most beautiful looking Pixar films to date, and it came out in 2003. It looks photorealistic and just looks totally beautiful and flawless. The way the animators work on all of these Pixar films is worth major props. But the most important aspect of Finding Nemo is the emotional impact this film has. This movie gets really emotional. The opening scene, you hear Thomas Newman's incredible score. One of the best scores I've heard in my entire life. It sets you up for the movie right away. Of course, when it comes to negatives, I found nothing wrong with this movie. This is a perfect masterpiece in my opinion. There's not one part of this film that is a flaw that I found boring or hated. I have nothing wrong with Finding Nemo, guys. It's one of the best Pixar films, one of the most memorable Pixar films, one of the most quotable. Everybody loves Finding Nemo. You don't need to hear it from my mouth. On my rating scale, Finding Nemo definitely gets a 5 out of 5 stars. just keep swimming. Alright guys, that was my review for Finding Nemo. Of course, what do you guys think of Finding Nemo? Let us know your thoughts and opinions down below. And where does it rank in your Pixar ranking? Once again, Tyler, thank you so much for joining me to talk about Finding Nemo. His channel link is in the description below, guys. Go check out Tyler Calvert. He has an amazing channel. Join us next time when we talk about the film we're leading up to, The Incredibles. The Incredibles is next on the review series, guys. And joining me for Incredibles is Austin Burke. Don't want to miss that review. Thank you guys as always for watching this review. And if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below, and click that notification bell on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!